Today I'm going to talk about King Sejong and his work creation of Hangul. Why Hangul was made? In the past, Korea had own language to speak, but there was no language to write down. Thus, Korean people take Chinese characters to write down the words. Writing methods made with Chinese characters are 이두, 형찰, 구결, and so on. However, those methods were not perfect to write exact Korean language because its purpose was not to write down the Korean language. It was just a Chinese character, but Korean people kind of take it and used to write down our word. So it had a lot of disadvantages to express the Korean language with the Chinese character. And also the Chinese characters and writing methods were so hard that only high-status people such as noblemen could learn them. As a result, common people had a lot of difficulties resulted from not knowing the words. Even though they had something to say, they could not express their opinions exactly, and it was hard to complain of an injustice. Moreover, it was hard enough for common people to read notices from government, and it was it means that common people lived a very difficult life because they cannot know what kind of notice and what kind of words from the government made, and it might be a lot of disadvantages and difficulties. So therefore, to rule the country better and make people more comfortable, Hangul was made. So this was the reason why Hangul was made. And so now on, the who made Hangul? Hangul is the letter made by King Sejong and scholars of Tipyeonjeon. They made our own letter to communicate and develop our language better. Hangul is the only letter that has exact records about creating principle and background. The other languages doesn't have the originated place or originated background or how the word was made. They don't have the record about it, but the Hangul is the only letter which have such records, and it really helped for the scholars and researchers to do the research and found more things about the Hangul and make efforts about Hangul. So it really helped nowadays to continue the research about it. And it has scientific, creative, independence characteristics, and it is known as one of the most easy letters to learn. King Sejong is the fourth king of Joseon dynasty. He was brilliant and wise king who brought a plenty of developments to country, and he made people's life better than before. One of his many achievements is the creation of Hangul, and it is such a very big one and very famous one, which between the Sejong's many achievements. Sejong had bad health and his eyes were not that healthy. He made the letter very hard because of his health, and he also tested it for approximately 3 years to know whether the letter is easy to learn and has effectiveness. He compiled some books using Hangul such as 삼강 행실도 to help people reformed. Through this story, we can watch the Sejong's love through the people because he tested the language for 3 years and he made a lot of books for the common people, and we can see such loves toward the common people. The historical place regarding King Sejong is Sujeongjeon, inside Gyeongbokgung Palace. It is related directly with the creation of Hangul too, and it is now located in front of the Gyeonghaedo and beside the cafe in Gyeongbokgung Palace. Sejeongjeon is a place which was called Jipyeonjeon in the past. King Sejong and scholars in Jipyeonjeon discussed and produced the letter here. There's one famous story here. One scholar went asleep in Jipyeonjeon at late night. King Sejong found him and took off his clothes to talk the scholar up. Through the story, we can watch King Sejong cherishing the officials. Creation of Hangul gave a lot of influence nowadays. First of all, Koreans are now using Hangul. It is a really big influence, I think. And also, the value of the word is very high too. The letter is very scientific and unique. It is high-quality letter in the terms of the record. And also just feature and characteristics of the word too. It is the only letter with exact information records because it has an advantage that it is easy to learn. 6 countries and tribes are using Hangul. The most famous example is Jia tribe. So we can see the value of the Hangul through the scientific and unique and independent features, and also the recorded word, the only recorded word in the world, and it is easy to learn, so it is used in other countries too. Even though the country is very small, so it have a lot of values and it had a lot of influence nowadays. Nowadays, Korean wave resulted from K-pop and K-movie and like some kinds of that things is increasing. Yeah, Korean wave is increasing in other foreign countries. Simultaneously, interest toward Hangul is also getting higher. Our language is stretching toward world, and it is an issue related to the Hangul in modern society. This is the end of my video, and thank you for watching my video. Bye.